I told myself today I would try to look nicer if I did one of these. I did not. I didn't even try. I didn't. I went to the gym this morning at 6 a.m., which go me. Did it on my own accord, got out of bed, felt motivated, and thought I'm going to go to the gym. So I did it. I worked out for an hour and I came home and I didn't even shower. I didn't even comb my hair, which kind of shocking how smooth it is considering how sweaty it was. I literally had a cup of coffee, took a shit, put this sweatsuit on, and then went about my day. So, that's where I'm at. I feel like I'd probably benefit from finding time to get ready. Like, when do people do it? That's a real question I have. When do people do it? Because I see moms at dance drop off or at the grocery store or like just all over, who look so cute. Like their hair is done and their makeup's done, or people at work. Like you get up and like have time before things happen to look cute like that? How? Like, do I just over like obviously we've talked about anxiety and depression here, and I know that that is part of my issue. I know that. But even before I had what I would call like the revelation, oh, I'm depressed. I've got anxiety. I like doing my makeup and I like wearing my hair cute and dressing cute. But like when do you do it? Like you get up? How early do you get up? So like if you're a person that gets ready every day, real question. You get ready, you also have a kid, we'll say, and you gotta take them to school and then you go to work. What time do you get up? Do you sit and have a coffee and then get ready? Do you have your coffee while you get ready? What's the order? And how long does it take you? Because maybe it takes me an unusually long time, and that's why I never get ready. Because it does take me a long time. Like I think I have like one zone, and it's either I'm full beat glam or I'm nothing. I am what I'm wearing right now, which is this like matching set from TJ Maxx. Which fun fact, I got this yesterday. It was like a two-piece set, and I felt like, oh my god, if I'm wearing sweatpants, but it's a two-piece set. That's like put together. That's like a new Jackie. I'm walking around in matching clothes, matching top and bottom. That's fancy. It's fancier than normal. My daughter even said when I dropped her, I wore this to drop her off at school. She even was like, "Oh, that's a cool outfit, mom." Thanks. It is a cool outfit, isn't it? It's very soft. It's like pajamas. That being said, I told myself, Jackie, you can do two things today. You can either get up and go to the gym and then talk at the computer for a while, or you can get up and get ready and talk at the computer for a while. And when I opened my eyes, I thought, I'm going to the gym today. So yeah, maybe I'll do one of these one day where I decide it's worth showering beforehand, but I really I really don't give a shit what I look like. And that's one thing I sometimes wonder if I got treated properly. And this isn't to act like I am like the most depressed, anxious person in the world because I know I'm not. I'm not. And I'm really getting through it the other side. And I can think through my own thought processes and I know what's healthy thought and what's not a healthy thought. Like I've gone to therapy. I know when I'm spiraling. I know when I'm not doing something good. But there was a time when I cared a lot about what people thought I looked like. And it was when I was on the news. So I let me go back in time. We're going to unpack all this. I used to work at a radio station right when I got out of college. And I actually worked there when I was in college. I got an internship on a morning show that a lot of people know, a very big syndicated nationally syndicated morning show. Um I was like 22 and very thin and very cute. I wore a lot of makeup, big eyelashes all the time, big hair. I would like go to work at 5 in the morning to intern for the morning show in like a skirt. What? I wore a skirt. That's crazy. I don't remember the last time I wore a skirt, but I did that all the time. And I loved it. And I found that's when I found I liked talking in a broadcast setting. I liked being on the radio. And I went from there, I got a job. And what got me the job, in my opinion, was that I had started this blog. And this was like 2009. So blogs were kind of on the rise. Like we didn't have Instagram yet. You had Facebook and you had blogs and bloggers and you get on YouTube, but really blogs were where it's at. You had like a diary online and you wrote your thoughts. Well, I started a blog on Blogger, which I don't even know if Blogger is around anymore. And I had it was called Who is Jackie Man Voice, because that was the nickname that they had given me on this morning show, because that's what they do. And the picture, I was 22 at the time, maybe 23. The picture was me taken like candidly with like an old school digital camera, and it was blurry, and I was like looking away like to the side, and you couldn't see my face. And so the beginning of it started with you, like, people don't need to know what I look like. I'm here to talk and give my opinion. So I would write blogs about my day interning for this big nationally syndicated morning show, and the picture, the header, was me not looking at the camera. Well, fast forward, I ended up getting some offers to do some modeling. I obviously was doing pageants, and I started doing modeling jobs. And then I had all these professional photos, and I didn't know what do I do with them. So then I started using my blog, and next thing you know, I was like, look at me. I'm cute and pretty. I'm 22. I'm so cute. I'm so hot. Look at me. And that became my identity. I was the token hot rock chick. And I genuinely like rock music. So that's one thing. My husband is in a rock band. We listen to rock. So quickly I learned that in rock music, you do very well if you are the token hot girl. And I was like young, and I didn't think about ramifications of being token hot girl. I just saw I was getting more endorsements. More people knew who I was, and people liked me, but I didn't do anything. I didn't even, looking back, I wasn't even really talking about anything important. I sucked at that job. I was not good. I did not know how to talk on the radio or tell a story to save my fucking life. I did not. I was bad. But I kept falling up, I'll say. I worked nights. I was 7 to midnight, which terrible time slot. 7 to midnight sucks. Going into work at 7 when no one's there sucks. And I would literally, now that I don't work there, I can just talk about it. I would literally go to work. I'd have my college bestie come in at like 8 or 9, and we'd pre-drink in the studio. I'd sit there and have like 3 Bud Lights, 4. And then once I felt buzzed, I was like, okay, I can't go on the radio anymore. I would tap out of the show, like insert my recordings, and then we'd go to the bar across the street, party till midnight or 1, go back home, pass out, and I had all day. I would sleep till 10, get up, go for a run, and then I'd glam up. I mean, I would shower and glam up. I full face of makeup, cute clothes, skirts, boots, the whole thing. Go to work and do the same thing again. And I did that throughout most of my 20s. That was my life. And then it started to not become fulfilling anymore. And I started to feel a little resentful, that I felt like the only thing people wanted from me was to be half naked and be cute. I would model for the station, because that was a whole thing. This was at a time when promo models were big. Like you see them still, Monster Energy girls, Bud Light girls, those kind of things. That was big in radio too, especially rock radio. So I was one of those girls, but I was also on the radio. And so they had posters of me, and whole articles on the website of like photo shoots of me, like in swimsuits, and dumb stuff. Like if we had a throwback concert, I would be in roller skates and Daisy Dukes in a bikini top. And I'm like, whoa, look how hot I am. Like that was my gimmick. And it worked until I was like sick of it. And I didn't like that gimmick. Well, then how did I get out of that? So I went into news, because that was what my degree was in. And I got a job for a morning news station as a reporter. But the reality is, I have no business reporting serious news. I just don't. And they wanted a feature reporter, and a feature is like a positive news story. Maybe not even positive, like a business feature. You would go, let me think of an example. A new business opens, and the morning show is going to go cover it. Like, hey, this brand new mom and pop shop's opening, and it's a pancake house, and it's new to town. It's on the street. I would be the person that went there at 4 a.m. on the news and was like, hey, today we're out at blank, blah, 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 blah. So that's what I did. Well, when you're in news, they expect you to look nice every day. But I was kind of coming off this, like, I don't have to look slutty anymore. I don't got to be skanky. I don't have to be the token hot girl. I'm on the news now. So it was like, I started and I would try to look really put together. Like I was trying to have an alter ego. I was like, I'm a new Jackie. So I'm no longer wearing these low cut tops with Daisy Dukes and thigh high boots everywhere I go. That stigma's gone. I'm not a rock chick. I'm a news reporter. So instead I was wearing like Calvin Klein dresses. And my pageant makeup and had big hair. But one day I went to work and I forgot my makeup bag. It's like 4 in the morning, 3:30 in the morning. And I was like, I don't have my makeup bag. But I was tired and I realized I don't really care what I look like on the news. I don't care that much about this job, even. That was when reality, anxiety, and maybe a little depression were sinking in, and I didn't realize it. So I went on camera with no makeup, not a stitch, like I am right now. I think I was wearing some mascara, and I wore like one of the logoed station polos they gave us, tucked into some jeans and called it a day. And no one said anything. No viewers wrote in, which is rare. I know that sounds like, why would someone say something? They do. Weird old people that watch the news care what you look like. No one said anything. No one at work said anything. And I realized no one fucking cares what I look like. What a thought. So I got lazier and lazier. And when I say lazier, I mean, you don't need to wear makeup to look good, but you can brush your teeth and comb your hair, right? Well, I found if I don't need to look nice, that's going to save me a lot of sleep, right? So I started sleeping in and getting there later and looking more and more like I look right now. And that went on until that was my new norm. And then by the time I was back into radio after we had our daughter Greenlee, I full blown was like sweatsuit life. Like, this is my life now. This is what I look like now. And I never even try. And now I struggle caring at all about putting a face on and doing it. I like to, if I'm going out with like my girlfriends and we're going to have like a fun girls' night, or if I'm doing pageant stuff, obviously. But I don't know how people create that everyday routine of getting ready. Like, my husband has a routine. He gets up at 6. He goes in the basement and he works out for 45 minutes. He sets a timer and he works out 45 minutes. He goes on the treadmill. He does some weights. He does all this stuff. Then he comes upstairs. He starts his coffee and he showers. He gets out, does deodorant, does all the stuff, gets dressed, drinks his coffee, goes to work. My routine is never the same. Ever, ever, ever. I get up whenever I get up. Some days it might be early. Like today I woke up early, so I was like, I'm going to the gym. But like some days it might be at like 7:40 and Greenlee has to be at school at 8:20. So then I'm like running in her room like, get up, get up, get up, get up. And then I'm putting sweatpants on. So I don't know how to create that routine. I'd kind of like it though. I think I might like to feel a little more put together than I do now. But I also don't like the idea that I have to. Like, I am not less than someone else just because I choose to never wear makeup and wear sweatpants. But I do think it'd probably be good for my mental health to care a little bit, right? But if I do, it's got to be like I did it for me. I'm not doing it for anyone else, because that's where I think my annoyance about it comes in. Like, I'm not dressing nice just because someone on the internet thinks I look bad. You know what I mean? And that's not true for the average person, I know, but someone who's been in media for almost 15 years, 15 years. That makes me want to throw up. I have seen every comment that could possibly be made. I remember once when I was on the news, I discovered no one cared if I wore makeup. And that's probably because I have good skin. I do. I always have. And that's probably from my intersex condition. I don't have the same hormones that a lot of people have, so my skin just stays nice and clear. Kudos to me, baby. But no one ever said anything about that. But people did have strong opinions about my hair. And I like experimenting with my hair. So one time, I know this is like totally off topic too. And like, hopefully you're bearing with me if anyone's listening to this, but I'm just going to keep talking. So one time I had gone in and my hair was like just past my collarbone. And I was like, I'm going to get extensions because I was going to do the Mrs. Michigan America pageant for the first time ever. I hadn't competed in that system before. I had just been married 1 year and I was like, I'm doing Mrs. Michigan. I ended up getting first runner up, second place, did not win, but I had fun and I liked it. But my cousin, his wife does extensions out of Toledo and she's like super good at it. Like, she's an award-winning extension lady. And this is in like 2015, 2014. And so she said, I'll do them for free. Just come in. So she gave me a full head of extensions and my hair looked awesome. But that was like totally not something I could upkeep because the extensions grow out and then I have to drive all the way to Toledo and it just wasn't going to work. And I'm a runner. Well, I was a runner. We talked about that last episode. And so I was constantly raking my hair back in a ponytail and I just felt like the extensions weren't something I could keep up with. So I had them taken out. Well, then I was like, my hair sucks. My natural hair sucks. So I went in and I was like, I want an angled cut. Like angled where it's short in the back and then it angles like this to the front. And I thought that was like the dopest cut you can get. Now it's like I get that they call that a Karen, I think. Back then it was dope. Like not everyone had it and it was cool. So I went and got it and I was doing a story on the news and I got my microphone. Ugh. So I'm sitting here with my microphone and I'm like, I'm Jackie Green with Fox 17 Morning News. Today I'm at blah, 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 and I'm talking. And then part of the story, I went to go interview the guy to my left, and I turned my head so it's profile. And you could see in my profile, my hair like whoop, like that drastic angle. Well, the clips we did get shared on social media, right? They share them on Facebook, like, hey, Jackie was out at blank today. Check it out. If you've been to this new establishment, that kind of thing. They shared that clip and there's a screen grab. So when they share it, there's a screenshot and it's me coincidentally looking to the guy I'm talking to, and you can just see my angled haircut. I want to say 107 comments of people just bashing my haircut. They hated my haircut. And most of the people I worked with would have really got bent out of shape about that. Like, God, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Who's gonna say that to me about my hair? I like my hair. I like didn't even care. To be honest, I found it funny. Like every person that hated it, it was even more funny. Like, because half the time I was like, I'm young, I'm good looking, this looks pretty. Like, get out of here. But people have strong opinions. And they love to voice it on social media. And so that was the thing I learned in television is that like you have to have thick skin about what you look like. To me, the more hurtful comments that have been made about me in my career that have led to like more anxiety are things about my personality and my voice, which that I get a lot. And that bothers me. You don't think I'm attractive? Does not bother me. Me not looking put together doesn't bother me. Jokes about how Jackie always wears sweatpants doesn't bother me because I do always wear sweatpants. But the people that go online and say like nasty things about how fast I talk, about my annoying voice, how deep I talk, how I'm not good at this job, those eat at you. Oh my God. It bothered me so much. And everyone would say, don't care so much. Why do you care? I don't know why I care, but it really hurt. It felt like it's an easy, low hanging fruit to tell someone they're ugly, they're fat, you hate their hair. Cool. No one asked you. But it feels like a knife to the gut to tell someone they're not funny, they sound ignorant or stupid. I don't like how the way their voice sounds. Things that you can't change even if you want to. Like there's a message board called the buzz boards. People in radio like to say they don't look at them or they don't care, but they're basically a broadcasting message board where people, non-radio people and radio people, can comment about local radio and television. And it'll always be things like, it'll always be a thread that starts with like a news, like a good example. Jackie Green leaves morning show. She's no longer working in mornings. And then it's all the comments pour in. And the comments are always so mean about me. One guy claimed, and they're all anonymous, they all have usernames. One guy claimed, I used to work with her. She is such a bitch. She is not nice at all. I'm glad she's out of there. Ew, whatever. Who are you? Where did you work with me? And how big of a dick were you that made me be a big bitch? Because I guarantee I was a CUNT. If you say I was. But I probably had a reason. I highly doubt I was just a bitch to be a bitch. Get out of here. So people like him comment, but then you'll get the other people that'll say things like, that's just a ploy from the company. They're making that up to save face when really Jackie just was not good at that job. She was horrible. And so they're doing better off getting rid of her. Cool. I agree. Yeah, that's totally what they did. That is what happened. 1,000%. That pissed me off. So those kind of comments bothered me way more than the appearance ones. And that is the hardest pill to swallow in media and being in broadcasting, is that when you put yourself out there, people are allowed to say, in their brain, they're allowed to say shitty things about you, whether it's what you look like or your personality. I think it's a lower blow to hit on someone's personality that way, but that's just me. Like, I would never go on the internet and say something shitty about someone because I'm not a bad person. If you do that, I'm not saying you're a bad person, but you are a bad person. You are not great, and you need to look in the mirror. But what does this boil down to? What are we talking about today? I don't know. Talking about the fact that I don't ever get ready and I wear sweatpants everywhere. So last week I came on, we talked about how running used to be therapeutic and now it's basically like a form of anxiety for me. And I'm trying to identify these triggers in my life and how to make them better, like how to turn these negatives into positives. So today, what I really want to touch on was the fact that I know I'm not the same person I was when a lot of you started following me. I know I don't dress the same. I know I don't look the same. And I've had people slide in and say things about it. I love that you never wear makeup, like you don't care. I love that about you. I don't know why. I know that like that's like you mean that positively, but in my brain I'm like, "Ugh, I don't. I wish you wouldn't comment on my looks at all." I wish people just didn't say anything. But, it's human nature, they do. And I don't know what shifted between when I started this career and I started being like a social influencer, because in the beginning that's what I was. I was like one of the first Facebookers. I wish I would have stayed with it more because my following would probably be huge. But I have like almost 20,000 on Facebook. But that was at a time when growing Facebook was like it. It was it. You had to grow Facebook. And I meticulously picked what I looked like, what I wore, what makeup I had, what angles my photos were at. Now I'm like, if I post a picture of myself, it's probably because I got ready and I don't get ready anymore. So looking at the big picture here, as I identify over the course of the next however long it takes me, these things in my life that probably could change to make my life better and less negative in my head. Getting ready might be one of them. I don't think it matters what all these people think about what I look like. I don't think it matters that I was Mrs. America and, people expect me to dress up nice. But I do think it matters that I have pride in myself and not necessarily like looking nice, but like I had someone say to me once, you don't need to wear makeup, but maybe the pride and the routine comes from brushing your hair, brushing your teeth, putting some lotion on your face, and putting clothes on, like jeans and a top, or like a matching set, like I am now. So just the act of maybe you're not glam anymore and you don't want to do that, but the act of like getting somewhat put together. Because when I tell people, oh, I know, no, I'm not put together, like I know, and they say, oh, no, you look great. Oh, yeah, right, you're great. I want to just say, no, you don't understand. Like, I don't want to paint myself out as a dirty person, but I'm gross. And that's got to be a thing that I should fix, but I'm not there yet. So I'm going to make a deal. Next time I do one of these, my goal is to be an inch more put together. That's a goal I'm making for myself. I'm going to comb my hair and I'm going to wear a shirt that's not a sweatshirt. I'm not bending on the pants thing yet. Leggings and sweatpants are where it's at right now. But I'll maybe wear a sweater or a blouse. That's my next plan. So thank you for following along with me on my journey to self-discovery. I know that this episode alone made no sense. Episode, it's not a show. This video or podcast, however you're listening to it, really had no point, rhyme, or reason. It's me unpacking myself and unpacking my life in real time. So if you've sat along with me this whole time, thank you. If you watched till the end, which there's probably like one of you or two of you, comment in the comment section the grossest thing you do on the daily. No one's gonna do it. I'll tell you mine. The grossest thing I do on the daily is I wait to brush my teeth till like noon. I know. I did it when I was in the morning show too. I brushed my teeth twice a day. But the grossest thing I did was I'd wake up and I'd run out the door so fast I wouldn't do it. And then I'd get home, eat lunch, and then brush my teeth. What's the grossest thing you do on the daily? We all do it. All right. Maybe I'll check in soon. Maybe I won't. We'll see. Thank you.